Hello guys, it's the god of what ifs. And what if Deku had a genjutsu quirk? So we have Inko Midoriya. She just gave birth to her new son Izuku. I'm gonna say 3 years later, Izuku watched All Might and he saw that All Might was a great hero. Actually, no. He wouldn't want to be a hero, like, really that much. He wouldn't really be interested in being a hero that much. Or a villain, like, nah, he wouldn't want to be. Izuku would want to be a vigilante, right? He would still go to UA, but he would want to be a vigilante. So Izuku, he still liked All Might, but not really like that. He just thought he was a good hero because he doesn't actually want fame and money. He actually wants to protect the people. So then 2 years later, Izuku goes to the quirk doctor. Inko takes Izuku to the quirk doctor. And the quirk doctor said that, okay, so your son, Inko, your son does have a quirk. It's a quirk. It's basically an illusion quirk. But the illusions messes with your 5 senses. So, like, you can, like, it messes with your brain's electrical signals. So, like, you can feel his illusions, see his illusions, hear his illusions, touch his illusion. Wait, no, not touch. Taste his illusions and smell his illusions. So it has all your 5 senses, so no one would even know it's an illusion, basically. Inko was, like, happy that Izuku had a good quirk. And Inko was happy because, like, his quirk is, like, kind of good because, like, he can make an illusion and nobody would know. People would think it's real. And the doctor, he called his quirk genjutsu, and Izuku was happy that he had a good quirk. Izuku tested the genjutsu on his mother. Like, he tested it. No, he didn't test it on her yet. Inko took Izuku to the car and went home. Izuku tested the genjutsu to his mother. He made, he made a genjutsu of Inko being on a cooking show. Yes, he makes a genjutsu of Inko being on Izuku. Like, Inko sees that she's on a cooking show and be like, oh, this must be Izuku's illusion. Then she touches, like, the food in the genjutsu. She was like, I can actually taste the food. Then she remembers the doctor said it tampers with your brain's 5 senses. Then she remembers. Then Inko wonders, can Izuku visit my genjutsu? Izuku watching her in her genjutsu, Izuku visits her genjutsu. And in a genjutsu, Izuku is basically all powerful. He can do anything. But Izuku enters her genjutsu and Inko's like, oh, okay. And when someone's under a genjutsu, they can't control it unless the only person who can control the genjutsu is the one who's putting the genjutsu on that person. Okay, so Inko sees Izuku in the genjutsu. She was like, oh, so you can visit genjutsu. Then Inko was like, can you please take me out the genjutsu? Then Izuku does. Then Inko asked, how long has it went by? Like, it felt like I was in there for, like, at least a few hours. Izuku was like, only 10 seconds has gone by in the real world. And she was like, what? So you can alter my time of thinking? And Izuku was like, yeah. Okay, the next day, Inko drops Izuku off to school, like to daycare with Bakugo. And Izuku sees Bakugo bullying a kid because this kid is quirkless, and this kid has a red hair, and this kid is quirkless, and Bakugo has a good quirk, and he's bullying this kid with his two other bully friends. Then Izuku jumps out and be like, bro, Bakugo, that's not cool to bully. And Deku was like, what you gonna do? And Bakugo was like, what you gonna do about it? Then not Bakugo, Deku, his eyes turn into Itachi's eternal Sharingan and puts him in a genjutsu. And he's like, what is this? Then Bakugo just sees like he sees a let's just say he sees a death game. Like he sees a death game, like kind of like Danganronpa in his genjutsu. So he's basically like living in a death game. And Izuku places riddles on him. And if Bakugo gets the riddles wrong, class is over. Okay, sorry, that was my mom. Okay, so Bakugo's in a Danganronpa type genjutsu, and Izuku asks him a question, like in the death game inside the genjutsu. He asks him, okay, if you want to be a hero, if you want to be a hero and you see a quirkless kid, 1, do you save him? Do you help him up? 2, do you bully him? 3, do you bully him and beat him up? Bakugo said 3, bully him and beat him up. And Bakugo, he got stabbed in the genjutsu. He didn't die because Izuku didn't want him to die in the genjutsu. He wanted him to feel more pain for what he did to that quirkless kid. Bakugo was like, so Izuku, he was saying the genjutsu, so your quirk is illusions. Why do I feel your illusions? It's like it's real. Bakugo questions, wait, did he actually send me to another world? Izuku was like, no. This is my world. Izuku was like, no, this is my world I sent to, not another world, my world. Bakugo was confused. Then Izuku asked another question. If you have to say if you had to save quirkless people, would you 1, run away, 2, beat them up for being quirkless, 3, tell them to go jump off the roof for being quirkless? Bakugo, he'd say tell them to jump off the roof for being quirkless. Then Deku, he burns him in the genjutsu. Like, chains just goes around Bakugo in the genjutsu. Bakugo feels the eternal fire. Then Deku was like, okay, this is the last question. In the genjutsu, this is the last question. Deku was like, number 3. If you see All Might, would you tell him that quirkless people don't deserve to be heroes? Or would you tell him that we should save the quirkless and the weak and also the strong? And Bakugo said that the quirkless should never be a hero. Then Deku, he burns Bakugo in the genjutsu, like making flames hotter than Endeavor's flames. Then Deku brings Bakugo out of the genjutsu. And everybody was like confused because to them they saw Deku's eyes turn red and Bakugo was just standing there. Like only 1 second has gone by in the real world, but in the genjutsu it felt like an hour. And Bakugo was like, oh, this kid Deku, he's crazy. He has some type of weird quirk, like a dimensional quirk, I don't know. And Bakugo would run away. So would his bully friends. They were like, if Bakugo's running, then they like, oh, this kid must be like dangerous. Then Deku picks up the quirkless kid, and the quirkless kid that got bullied was like, thank you, Deku. So like, yeah. Then Deku went home. and he went to eat with his mother. Yeah. Okay, so like a few weeks later, Deku has been training his quirk's limits. Like, and apparently Deku does not have limitations to his quirk. He's been training his quirk like to see anything he can do with his quirk. Like, he could see if there's secrets he can do with his quirk or something like that, or if there are more tips and tricks to do with his quirk. So Deku, and 10 weeks later, Deku completely masters genjutsu. He can enter people's genjutsu. Deku can enter people's genjutsus. He can do anything in your genjutsu. He can change the time of your genjutsu. So like, he can make your genjutsu feel like almost an eternity, but only like 3 seconds has gone by in the real world. And he could freeze your real body in real life while you're under a genjutsu. So like, he's completely mastered it. So like, Deku goes back to school and he does class and stuff, and then he sees Bakugo. Bakugo still has the urge to bully Izuku. Bakugo, he still went and bullied Izuku for what he did, because he thought he's better than Izuku. And then Izuku just puts him in a genjutsu and makes him remember what Izuku did to him in the genjutsu. He makes Bakugo relive that genjutsu from a few weeks ago when he was bullying that quirkless kid, but even worse. So he made Bakugo reliving it, and 1 second has gone by in the real world, but like 50 years has gone by in the genjutsu. So like, Bakugo got scared because he felt that pain, but even worse. So Bakugo went back into a sea. Then Deku went home. Then 5-year time skip. Yes, 5-year time skip. 5-year time skip. 5-year time skip. Okay. 5-year time skip. Izuku went home, then a 5-year time skip. So Deku, let's say that he's 14 years old. And he goes to school. Then after school, he goes to school, and Bakugo was telling another kid with a bad quirk, how about you go jump off the roof? Then Deku puts Bakugo in a genjutsu. Then Deku puts Bakugo in a genjutsu. And this genjutsu is different. He makes Bakugo get hit by a car with fire. In this genjutsu, Bakugo was traumatized. He was traumatized of this genjutsu of him dying. And Bakugo didn't bully that kid again. Then Deku was going home. Then he sees the sludge villain. Deku, he puts the sludge villain in a genjutsu, making the sludge villain think that he got his body. Then once the sludge villain got Deku's body in the genjutsu, Deku, he made his body filled with fire in the genjutsu, so the sludge villain was feeling the pain, but in the real life, his body wasn't moving. Then All Might came. You're like, oh, kid appears like the sludge villain. Then Deku puts All Might in a genjutsu. Yeah, he puts All Might in a genjutsu. He makes All Might in a genjutsu. He tricks All Might into giving him One for All. Yeah, he tricks All Might into giving him one. Usually, if you already have an existing quirk, One for All would just boost that quirk. So yeah, Deku didn't get the stockpiling. He didn't get the super strength and super speed ability from One for All. One for All boosted his genjutsu quirk. So like your 5 senses, like it feels as real as reality now. So like, Deku can basically fool people. And All Might, and then Deku takes All Might out of the genjutsu. All Might didn't know what happened. He just realizes that he feels like his quirk is getting weaker. And he doesn't question it. He probably thought it was his old age and he wasn't in prime anymore. So Deku went home. So, yeah. Genjutsu boosted. One for All boosted his genjutsu tremendously. Okay, so Deku went home. And Deku saw he went and watched TV and he saw in the news that there's gonna be a UA UA entrance exam. Then the top prestigious school in Japan. Deku wanted to try out the UA entrance exams. So 8 months later, Deku trained. Then this is a week before the UA entrance exam start. Deku already signed up. So then a week after Deku goes to the UA entrance exam, he goes to auditorium. President Mike was there and stuff. So like, yeah. Then President Mike was talking about the robots except for the 0-pointer, and Ida noticed the 0-pointer and he said, "Why didn't you mention that robot?" And President Mike was like, "I was just going to do that. Please don't interrupt me." And Ida was like, "I'm sorry." Okay. Okay, so everybody went outside of the auditorium to like do the entrance exam. Izuku was the first one to get out though, and everybody was like, "Don't wait, be like that kid, go. That's what President Mike said. Then as soon as Deku gets up, he puts everybody in a genjutsu. He puts everybody in a genjutsu. When somebody was destroying a robot, he made it look like he was the one who was destroying the robot. Like, he made it look like he was that person. So when somebody was destroying the robot, he made it look like he was the one destroying the robot. So that's why Deku got the most points. He got 500 points. So then Deku, he saw a girl, Oraka, and she was about to, like, get crushed by the 0-pointer, and Deku was like, "I can't really do anything. I don't really have strength." So Deku ran and got the big boulder that's like blocking Horaka to move, and Deku, he basically saves Oraka. He didn't destroy the 0-pointer. Then Deku uses his genjutsu on somebody who like he uses genjutsu on Shoto Todoroki to make him like burn the 0-pointer. So Shoto did without him knowing, cause like in his genjutsu he tricked him, like, yeah. So Shoto Todoroki, and it was the 0-pointer, so Shoto got no points. But let's just say that Todoroki got the most points because the 0-pointer was the biggest robot. Okay. So, after the entrance exam, 1 week later, Izuku Midoriya, he got a letter from UA saying that he basically passed, and Izuku was happy. So Izuku, a week later, Izuku went to his first day in UA. Like, he saw the Oraka, then he went inside class. Then he saw Bakugo, and Bakugo was like, "What is Deku doing here?" Then he reminds him about the genjutsu, and he's like, "Nope, never mind." So Deku took a seat, and yeah, he took a seat. And Aizawa was like, "Hello, class." He was in this caterpillar form, in this caterpillar suit, because he wanted to see. He was like, "Hello, class. So we're basically gonna do the UA ball throw test." So Aizawa tells them to get Aizawa tells them to go to their lockers and change into their UA uniforms, and they do that, and they get the ball. And Aizawa said, "Get ready, because you need to use your quirks." Izuku was like, "Yeah." And then Izuku and the rest of the class went to the field to do the ball throw test. As Bakugo, he gets a good 737 meters. Or Raka, she gets infinity meters since she has zero gravity. Shoto, he gets a good 900 meters. Because in my alternate universe, Endeavor didn't bully Shoto Todoroki, so like he used his fire side. In this this alternate universe, Endeavor didn't abuse him or his family, so like he's actually a nice dad. So he uses his cold side and his fire side. But then it was Izuku's turn. He puts everybody in a genjutsu, making him look like he got 500 points. So like he would pass. He didn't want to make it look too high or that'd be suspicious. So he did it like 500 points. He made itself look like it was 500 points. So yeah. Then after the ball test, Mineta got expelled because he had the lowest score. Sorry, Mineta. Mineta got expelled because he had the lowest score. So everybody went back to class. Everybody went back to class 1A. Then Izuku goes home. Then it's the next day. Izuku goes to the UA class 1A. Blah blah blah. Aizawa explained that we're gonna go on a field trip. We're gonna go to the USJ. Then so Izuku, yeah, they said they're gonna go to the USJ. So yeah, this is where I'll be leaving the story off, guys. So please like and subscribe and share this video to your friends and family. Bye.